Yes.
Because don't be over there to my, you getting the lamb chops? They $50. Yes, they are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just refreshing when you go out with a person and it's all good. You're having a good time. And that comes with financial compatibility again.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to restrict somebody. If I take somebody out to dinner, like, get what you want to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. So, don't be right here to my, you need to get a chicken finger basket. Waiter, charge him out for this water. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Straight Chaos No Chaser. I'm Adrian, your host, and this is no stranger to this podcast. My girl, Alonna, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Girl, that hair's on fleek. You hear me?
Is it?
Listen.
I just got it cut, trimmed, steamed, washed, so yes. Shout out to Nene in Atlanta, Healthy Hair Gang. So yes.
I like it. It's nice. I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. Struggle is real. I did get my hair straightened. I had cornrows just recently, and she straightened my hair. She put heat in it to do it, which is like the first time I've had heat on my hair in a while. And I was like, "Oh shit, right. I got a little hang time back there." Like, I called my mama. I was like, "Look," she used to be like, "I remember you used to be in church with your head back, so you can." Have your hair touching your neck. You used to be sitting in the choir like this. She ain't lying.
Nothing like a little hang time.
Listen, she is not lying. So we're going to go ahead and get into our episode today because I got to dip out of here in a few hours. I'm going to be in Georgia sooner than later. And so you know how I like to do. But let's go ahead. You got your something to drink so we can make a toast.
I do. I love something.
Oh, yes. So let's toast to just telling it like it is, keeping it plain and being open. Okay? Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's real smooth. That's a little bit of that Jamaican rum I brought back from Jamaica. Mango.
Oh, okay. I had a little Crown Apple. It was chilled. It was already in the fridge. So, perfect. Smooth. Right on down the pipe.
Okay. So, you know how it goes. What's good, what's bad, and what's ugly?
What's good? So what's good is Christmas is almost here. Mm-hmm. I'm currently on leave until the new year. So, that's definitely good. Get my mental health together. What's bad? So the holidays can be good and bad, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, just going through the different seasons, sometimes my mood can change. So this is around the time that my father passed away. So even though I'm excited, like, yes, it's Christmas, that's kind of like my bad because I think about, my dad and my mom, she's without him. So the holidays can be sad without him. The ugly, your girl's still out here single, no ring, no baby yet. So that's my ugly. But for the most part, everything is on the up and up.
It's okay. It's okay, girl. It's okay. Let's see. For me, good, bad, and ugly. What's good is I'm about to go see my family. So super excited about that. And I'll be home for a week. So I'll be on vacation. I feel like I haven't been on vacation for a minute, but since I changed like my work, I don't work a whole lot anymore like I used to, so I have a lot more time. But just being on vacation for like 5+ days, it's been a while. So I'm really, really happy to just see them. Like I don't know what's different about, like, I know I saw them about 2 months ago, but my granddad passed away. So, unfortunate circumstances, although it's still good to see them, but I don't know. This time it's just like, don't know. I'm finna see them, and I'm just really, really happy. And so maybe I just kind of need some of that good juju. What's bad is, it doesn't really feel like Christmas. Like I can kind of understand what you're saying, but of course your reasons are different from mine. I can understand loss and not being in the spirit because of, loss, but I don't know. It's just like, it just don't feel like Christmas. It just feel like a regular schmegular day. And I haven't been listening to Christmas music. Like, I'm good for Let It Snow. Boys to Man, come on. Come through. Them Temptations, Nat King Cole. Like, I usually have it going, like, even at work and stuff, but it's just been nothing, Right. So that's just kind of like, What's ugly is... What's ugly? Oh, well, it ain't for me. It's for my sister. I was going to take my sister a puppy home, but it ain't coming. So it's more so ugly for her, not me.
Right.
This puppy is crying, and I already know, like, she not finna get up and take care of this puppy. She just wanted because it's cute. Right. She told me she didn't want no puppy anyway, but when I showed her a picture, she's like, oh, yeah, you need to bring him home. But flying with pets, it's not terrible, but I just don't want the extra, I just don't want the extra baggage. And he whining, like crying, like he been here for 10 minutes and he has not stopped whining and crying and pooping. And I can just hear my sister now, like, Adrian, I couldn't do it anymore. And I just gave him away, and I would feel away. I would really, she would have to pay me. I'm like, I need some money. So that's her ugly. Look, Shannon, I'll tell you tomorrow. Don't watch this podcast.
Right.
But yeah, so that's about all I got. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our conversation. And this evening we are talking about just dating. You and I both, we are single. And so this is a conversation that we are having more times than not. And it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Off the screen, yes.
It just is what it is. So I wanted to have a conversation with Bernard, because last season we all did an episode just talking about dating and relationships and things like that. But he's super busy right now. Yes. He is doing a lot of things, a lot of amazing things with his TV show and him and Dr. Ferguson. Like, shout out to them. I think I saw the other day that they were in Beverly Hills. So I'm like, go ahead, like, do that thing. And he always...
Amazing.
I know.
Astrid goes to Dr. Ferguson, so I love Critter Fixer.
Yeah. Critter Fixer made me, you know what I'm saying? You welcome. Yeah. But so we're gonna talk a little bit about dating. So where I want to start off asking is, so when we were talking with Bernard, he asked us about approaching men. And so I wanted to ask you, did you ever do that?
No. And I don't know if you remember, but I told Doc, like, if that's what it's going to take, then that's just not going to happen for me, because I'm just not that person. I'm just old school in that a man is supposed to approach, a man is supposed to chase. I mean, of course, ain't no dude going to want to be calling you down, texting you down, and you just ignoring him and playing games. But I do believe the man should make the first move. Now, have I put myself out there a little bit more? Yes, joined a dating website or two, making myself more available. Yes, but sitting there talking about DMing a man and all that, no. So, Dr. Hodges, sorry, didn't do it.
Next.
Right.
You know what? I don't think I said this on an episode or conversation. I feel like I did, but if so, I'm going to say it again. So I did. I tried. It was the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. So this was months ago. This was probably like summer, I think. And pretty much like I approached this guy and I'm so weird.
But you have like a direct type attitude, you know? Like, I think it's more easier for you to be more direct, like, what's up? Compared to me, I'm like, hi, you know?
I
So I
mean,
can definitely see you being more like, hey, how are you? I'm Adrian. How are you?
yeah, I kind of was. Did I give him my name? I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But anyway, so it just kind of went like, it was weird because I'm weird. I was like, so, what did I say? I think I was like, hi, how are you? And he was like, I'm fine. Beautiful. And I was like, thank you. And then I said something corny. I'm like, would you like to go to lunch or dinner? And he was like, no. I asked him, was he from here? Because Las Vegas is such a transient town. Like, nobody's from here.
Right.
So I was like, are you from here? And he was like, no, I am. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm here with some friends for a bachelor party. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I was going to see if you wanted to, you know, do lunch or dinner, or something like that. And I said, so let me say this, like, this is how I am. I'm like, okay. So I'm trying this thing out where, that's what I told him. I told him this. I was like, so I'm trying this thing out where I approach men. I said, someone told me that the reason I don't date is because I don't approach men. And he stopped, and I liked it. He said, and how did that make you feel? Talk to me. Okay, talk to me. He's like, and how did that make you feel? I said, very nervous and unsettling. And he said, He said, well, let me tell you this. He said, any man who wants you will come for you. You don't have to approach him. And I retired everything. You know what, Dr. Hodges? You got it, baby. You got it. Because this man told me.
Right.
Listen, that was God. That wasn't even that man. That was God. That was the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That man said, any man who wants you, he will approach you. If he's serious about you, he will come and get you. He said, you don't have to approach no man. I said, I agree. Thank you.
I agree.
I said, thank you. And what did I say? And I think that was about it. And so I tried to give him a handshake. He was like, no, give me a hug. And I hugged him. And he was like, be blessed. I was like, you too. Because I'm not trying to like be like, oh, well, maybe I can come. No, I ain't doing that. Maybe I can come to Cincinnati. We ain't doing that.
So did y'all have lunch, dinner?
No, he wasn't from there. It was a Sunday night. I'm pretty sure he was going to be leaving. Okay. Like, I just left it at that. Like, I walked off, you know, because I asked him, we did have small conversation, and he was just telling me that about work or whatever. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he was just like, you know, into my businesses because, you know, you got to have a keen eye for, you know what I'm saying, the right type of men. So he looked like he was about business, you know. And you have to pay attention. Like, a lot of women were like looking at him, and he just wasn't even paying nobody no mind. You know, bottles came to the table. He making sure everybody's straight, you know, tall and just looked like an alpha male. So I'm like, boom.
Yeah.
But nah, like, it was cool though. But I just, you know, yeah, that's what it was. So when he said that, he was like, any man who wants you, and he was like, you're very beautiful. He was like, any man who wants you, he will come and get you. He said, you don't have to approach men. I said, thank you. And that was that. I ain't approached nobody since. And I ain't. So yeah, that happened, and I just been chilling. I did do like the little dating websites for a little bit, but that thing is stressful.
That dating websites ain't for the weak. You hear me? The stuff that's out there, like, what's one profile I saw? One guy was like, look, I'm bisexual, but I prefer women over men. Just putting it out there. And I'm like, you know, I'm glad you're putting it out there, but, you know, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dang. I saw a profile, the guy was like, look, this is me and my wife. We're looking for somebody else, that can add to us, that can, help us and be here. But just know we come as a package. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I mean, even the dating websites, like it's a different ball game.
But you know what? Like that scares me to like invite somebody into your bedroom, because the minute that y'all having side conversations without me, I'm an Angela Bassett, both of y'all asses. I just, Yeah. Then you been fell in love with her.
That was something that I would have been interested in my younger years, but now,
oh yeah, I'm looking for a mate.
Yeah,
Shoot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
So, what do you think is the hardest part about dating?
The hardest part about dating, I will say at this age, the hardest part about dating is me personally, never been married before, never having kids before. Meeting somebody else around the same age with the same qualities has been, very tough. To where, oh yeah, I've been married and now I'm divorced, which, that's okay. It's nothing wrong or bad about it, but now they have a bad taste in their mouth about marriage. Or, they have multiple kids. And one thing I hate, I don't mind talking or dating someone that have kids, but don't limit my womb. Like, don't be like, oh, I got kids. So yeah, I'll deal with one more. I'm good with one more. Don't get me wrong, I would love, accept, and treat your kids as my own. But just because you got 2 kids, don't limit my womb to just one. So to me, that's the hardest part is, one, just finding somebody that's ready to settle down. And 2, somebody that's just on your level and on your level in multiple ways, like financially, spiritually, emotionally, like that's just ready to settle down, ready to be, a good spouse.
Yes, what she said. Yeah. For me, the hardest part about dating, because I don't have a lot of experience with dating. And I say that because I'm a relationship type person. So it's kind of like I find somebody, I like them, I date them for like, or whatever we doing for like 3+ years,
Right.
But like when you're starting to get to know someone, or especially if it's somebody new and you haven't shared the same circles or whatever the case may be, it's like the hard part, aside from finding somebody who you're in tune with, is like, what's too much? What's not enough? Like, should I call him today? Do I wait for him to call me? Should I text him?
It's a game. And I don't know how to play it, obviously.
I don't like it. I like to play games, board games, but I don't like this game.
Right.
So, so that's the hardest part, just trying to figure out, like, what move to make. Like, because it's always chess, it's not checkers. Okay?
Right.
So, just being like, how much do you share? When do you not share? When do you pull back? When do you go all in? You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, it's just a lot. And
I think you're like too with putting all our eggs in one basket,
girl.
Like when you like somebody, when somebody piques your interest, it's like, that's what I want right here. So I'm all here, even though you got all these other options. Like, this is what I like. This is what I'm going for. And I think we have to know that it's okay to date. It's okay to talk to this person and that person, because you're trying to figure out what you like. And yeah, you may be tunnel vision and put all your eggs in this one basket. Then a month later, it ain't what you want. But you done neglected all these other people, all these other options that you had. So I think as long as you're upfront and honest, and you're like, hey, yeah, I'm dating, I'm talking to multiple people, then go for it, because that's a part of dating.
Do you feel a way if somebody says, hey, I'm dating, I'm talking to multiple people? Or does
me?
Yeah.
Before, absolutely, because like I said, I'm tunnel vision. Like, I want you. I'm only going to talk to you. So yes, I feel a way because I want you to feel the same way about me. But now it's like I'm on the same page. talk to whoever else. I'm talking to whoever else is. But if we find, some interest in one another, and you approach me, because once again, remember, I'm the type I want the man to lead, and you're like, hey, lump, I want to see where this can go. Let's, see how we can be. Can we be a couple? Let's just be monogamous and, just see how it works out. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. We're working on it. So in dating, like, when do you think it's appropriate to, like, ask questions? As far as, like, not exactly like what are we doing, but ask questions as far as like what you want. Do you want to be married? Do you want to have kids? Ideals, views, things like that. Like, when do you think it's appropriate to do that?
Up front. Up front. First date. Like, I need to go ahead and get this out, because I just don't want to waste my time. So I need to let you know this is what I'm looking for. I want to be married. I do want to settle down. I would like to have kids. Financially, these are moves I want to make in the future. I mean, and not to say that, I want to marry you, but this is my expectation. This is what I'm looking for. So it will let that person know, if they're like, hey, like, I'm recently divorced, or I'm recently out of a relationship. That's not quite what I'm looking for. We already know that we're not on the same page. So, hey, we could be friends, chat, hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. But I think that you should most definitely get that conversation out front, just so that you both know each other's expectations. Again, I could say, yes, I want to be married, but that doesn't mean I want to be married to you.
True.
I received a book last year, and it was like relationship goals, and it's pretty much discussing different types of relationships, and how there's recreational dating, and then there's like serious dating. So there are two types of dating, and it's important that you get that out front, to say, hey, are you just out here being a serial dater because you're not sure what you want, or are you a serious dater, meaning you have intentions and you want to move forth in a certain direction? So reading that, I'm like, okay. So it is important to get in front of that conversation and ask those questions and answer those questions if they have any, just so that you all are on the same page. But that's just my personal thought. What you think?
I agree. I do. I feel like being upfront in conversation at our age, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to kind of like beat around the bush, or just be like, well, I'll wait till the fifth date to ask him, does he want to be married? Like, no, like, and it's not to say, again, like, I'm trying to make you my husband, but I just want to know what your intentions are, like what your purpose is as far as being with someone. So, I think that it should be natural. I don't think that it should be something like, okay, 1, do you want to be married? Okay. 2, how many kids do you want? Or do you want kids? Okay. 3, what do you think? Public school, private school? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a bit much, but just kind of seeing where someone is, because you don't want to get months into something and heartstrings all attached, and then it's kind of like, I don't want no kids. And I'm not in the business of making nobody do nothing they don't want to do. When I say nothing at all. Not when it comes down to me and wanted to be with me, or wanted to, do the things that I like, or whatever the case may be. Like, so I do believe that it's important to have those conversations up front, because nobody wants to waste time. I'm not trying to waste time. And so I'm trying to think about what other questions I would ask in the beginning. But, you just like for things to flow, because I like things to be organic and to be authentic. And I make a joke about, I want somebody to wipe me up when they see me at Walmart looking homeless. Okay. I joke about that, but it's just like a person just wanting a pure essence of who you are. But it's so funny. I went to dinner last night with some girls, and one girl was like, I met this guy at Home Depot. I said, what? She said, yeah. Like, she had previously been engaged to the father of her child, and it didn't work out after some time or whatever. And she said she went through, like, the healing process and, you know. And she said she was in Home Depot, I think, looking for some paint. And this guy, he just kind of, like, walked by. He circled back around again, and he kind of made some conversation. And she was like, and it's going really good. And it's been over a year. I said, so I need to go to the Home Depot? Say less, sis.
Right.
Where's the paint? Where's the paint?
But what do you feel like what's the hardest question you think to ask? Because to me, it's almost like, okay, Sam, like, do you want to be married? Do you want to have kids? Like, all of those are, to me, the easier questions.
What's the hardest question to ask?
Why you thinking? I'll tell you mine.
Go ahead.
I think the hardest question to ask is about finance.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say finances. That's what I was going to say.
Yes, that is the hardest conversation to have, because it's like, I'm not trying to be in your business, but I need to know, like, you know, how much do you make? What is your credit score? You know, so
now how important is that? Credit score,
important.
not how much you make, but credit score.
Oh, credit score. To me, it shows a responsibility. So if you're in the 300s, bro, that means you just reckless, you know. But if you're in like the 600s and you're trying, okay, you're trying, you know. And again, at our age, you know, you're dealing with guys that are coming out of divorce or out of a previous situation, and you know they had combined credit or combined things, and you know somebody else. I mean, there's a story or some type of explanation behind it, but it's important. But asking that financial question,
yeah. And then for me, because this is something that I've actually thought about. Excuse me. So I have student loans, and you know, they big girl student loans, but they're my student loans. And so I'm not the one to get in a relationship and feel like, okay, so you need to help me pay on these student loans.
Right.
You didn't go to school, so that's my responsibility. Just like, don't ask me to pay on your student loans because you went to school. Right. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's circumstantial or whatever, but for sure, making sure somebody is comfortable, that is important to me. I hate to sound like, he need to have some money. I hate to say, I ain't gonna say it like that. He need to have some money, but I'm just gonna say, making sure he's comfortable. I'm gonna need that.
He need to have some money.
I'm gonna need that. You know what I'm saying?
Big girl bill.
Right, facts. Because we got big girl bills over here. You know what's so funny? Bill. I had to tell somebody. Speaking of, like, we didn't even get to a date, girl. And I don't know if I told you this before, but this was a couple of months ago. I went into this restaurant and this guy, he was the owner of this restaurant. And he, like, it's so crazy. I was in my scrubs and my glasses, and he just was on me. And so I was like, and he was like, what you was a nurse? I was like, why I gotta be a nurse? I mean, nurses are great, but come on, give me a little bit more. So anyway, so he asked me for my number. I gave him my number, and it was a no within, like, not even 24 hours, like 20 hours. And, you know, it's okay being up and coming and, you know, trying to get your stuff together, but don't try to make me feel away. Like, because I said something about being financially compatible, and he took offense. But I said that because, so, like, the next day he tried to text me. Well, this number texted me. He's like, hey, it's such and such. My phone is turned off, but it'll be back on by 12 o'clock. No. And I was like, and then even, it was just like red flags, even the night before when we had spoken. And honestly, I don't even think he owned a restaurant. I think he was flogging, and he probably was like a manager or something. But he was like, just the way he was talking, and like, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait till I get paid to do this. And I was like, So I just had to break it to him, like, cause I'm not mean, but I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Yeah. So I was like, you seem like a cool guy. I said, but we're not financially compatible. And I said, and that's okay. I understand. Like I said, I'm older than you. I'm pretty sure I am. And he was like, how old are you? And I was like, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, that's just a couple of years. I was like, well, it doesn't matter. And so he tried to just get slick with me. So I was just like, we're not finna do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to you. So I was like, this, and this. We're on the same page now. And he just felt the way, but it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not in a space where I'm going to try to see. And because I get it. Sometimes but when you're younger, like, I can help you get to where you're trying to be. Like, we're both young. We're both trying to get there, but when we like settled and we at this point, like, it's one thing if my man has a job, making good money, he gets laid off. Like, yes, I'm going to take care of what we need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to do that. But from the jump, nah, bruh, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So he got upset, but you can be mad, but we're not. And I said in a nice way, I was like, we're not financially compatible. He was like, because my phone off, we're not
I think too, for me, it's kind of like a been there, done that type deal too.
Yes.
So you might have tried to give somebody a chance that may not have financially been there with you. Mm-hmm. You end up doing a little bit too much, and then here you go. You done built the bear, and now he's out. Somewhere else. You done built them up, like put them on games, do this, do that. So yeah, I'm not building no more bears.
I just didn't want to say it.
Been there, done that, not going back down that road.
And so, like, something that I had to learn, because, like, I'm so, like, giving, like, I want to give. It's hard for me to receive, but I just want to give. So think about it, like, when you love somebody, or you in love with somebody, and, like, they're in need. Yeah, like, I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna help you. Like, that's just what it is, So, but I ain't trying to say I done built no bear and the bear is like flourishing with somebody else, because that is not what's happening, okay? Them bears looking for their buttons.
Right. Right.
Anyway, but no. But no, I mean, that's just what it is. But that's just with anybody, I believe. And women do it a lot. Like, you be crazy to think that women who are with men who need help, or whatever the case may be, that they don't help them, that they be like, you better go ask somebody else. Like, whatever, child, you can tell me whatever it is you want to tell me, but you're helping in some type of way. But that's just what it is. But I'm all out of helping favors. Help me.
Yeah.
Help me.
Help
me, please.
Yes.
So the next thing that I want to ask you is, so I don't like to call them flaws. I would just rather say, like, what is it about you that you feel like may push a man away? So I know you're not caught up on Insecure, but I'm just going to tell you this. Molly just said to someone, like, she just referenced, like, not wanting to fall for somebody or get involved with someone. And then when, she just kind of shows who she is, they don't like it and they get rocks. You know what I'm saying? They can't deal with it. So what personality trait, or what is it about you that you feel like somebody will be like, I'm straight?
Oh, man. So.
Because I don't want to make it seem like, we all goody, because we not.
Oh, yeah. We all got a little toxic trait.
Nah, I don't subscribe to that. Don't be coming over here. You are not Gen Z. We're millennials. We don't say toxic.
I would say, depending on the guy, kind of dictates how I am, right? Mm-hmm. So I prefer a guy that's like the alpha male. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I could just follow this guy. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. But I think one of my flaws is if I feel like that guy doesn't possess that trait, it's almost like I have to possess it. So I could be a little bit more, I don't want to say forceful, but it's
like wear the pants.
Like, yeah, wear the pants. To where that guy may want to say, fall back, I got it. But I don't trust that they got it. So I'm like, you sure? Did you call? Did you schedule it at the right time? Did you forget?
So you micromanage.
I can micromanage if I feel like they ain't got it. And that could really turn somebody off. But now I realize that flaw. So if I don't feel like, okay, this person can lead me and I can trust them with handling or doing something, that's kind of like my red flag with them. Like, okay, let me back away and, exit left, because I feel like I have to take control. I have to take over because I don't trust that you'll get it done.
Well, I hope that you find that a man finds you that will take over and get it done.
I hope so. Is that a bad trait though? Like,
no, it's just kind of like, I mean, if a man wants to lead though, and you just kind of get in the way of him leading because he's not doing it when you want him to do it, it could probably be a problem. Yeah, or how you want him to do it. It could probably be a problem, so. But you just you're going to need the type of man that be like, hey, sit down, I got this. And you're going to be like, okay, come here, bring that here.
Yes, come here, bring that.
You're going to be like, okay, see them, okay. See them the ones I need right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, so sometimes I think I can just kind of like I'm truly a Pisces, and so I'm super optimistic. Like I truly want just like the best in people, and I want people to like be okay. And sometimes I think I can maybe be a little overbearing with trying to make sure a person is straight and just be like, you good, or just like encourage them and give them motivation. And I think sometimes they probably be like, okay, just give me my space. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that. And then I feel like a lot of times I learned this about myself the other day. Like, I make stuff about me. Like, you may be going through something, but I'm amazed. I'm going to put my...
I don't see that.
You don't? Okay, good. Thank you.
Not with me. I've never seen that, because to me, you're like, okay, what's wrong? Like, you're more caring. Because
you know how sometimes you may be going through something and I'll reference my situation, but I'm only referencing my situation because I want you to know that I understand what you're going through, right? Because I feel like if I can't really give you adequate advice if I've never been in your shoes. So if you're going through something, and I'm going to say, just like me, when I'm not trying to talk about me, but I'm just trying to show you I can relate and I can understand where you are at. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I kind of mean. So that's something that I do. What else did I do? Because I'm not perfect.
Oh, yeah. None of us are.
Yeah, I just, as far as like trying to take control and take charge, I'm so used to being independent and doing everything myself and making sure things get done. So when I do have someone who wants to lead, I'm going to let them lead. Like, and if they don't want to lead, then it's probably, I'm not good with passive men. So it probably won't go far anyway. So I remember I dated a guy, it was short-lived. Like years ago. And what did he say to me? I was in what did he say to me? He just was like, he was just real passive. Like when me ask me questions like, so you want to do this? Like, so like what you want to, like tell me what we doing.
Right.
And one time he was like, so when can I come see you? I was like, I don't know. Be like, so I'm trying to come out there. What are your available dates? Like, that's what I need. So for someone to be like passive with me, it's really not going to go that far. So I need an alpha male. Like I need somebody who is intentional and who says, this is now, don't get me wrong. You can ask me like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? But if you're kind of like a little timid or you ain't trying to make no decisions, just real passive, like, and I ain't saying that I need a thug, but I just like a man, like, intentional and can make decisions and want to lead. Cause baby, I'm trying to follow.
Right, but then again, this making you feel safe that you can follow this guy.
Yeah, so exactly.
I'm definitely with you.
And
we talked a little bit about this before, like the whole gray area.
Oh, girl,
so don't let me feel like I have to guess. Don't drop hints like, oh, I bet you. It's nice in Las Vegas around this time of the year. And you're like,
I'm like, it is.
Yeah. Right. Like, don't beat around the bush. Like, for me, I'm very black or white. You want to piss me off, then confuse me. Try to put me in a gray area or try to make me guess what you're thinking. No.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is.
I am not great in a lot of things. Like, even in my career, I do not like gray areas, and medicine is very gray. And I'm like, that's why I like surgery so much, because it either is or it isn't. It's broke. Right. I will repair it. It needs to come out. I'll just take it out. Like, problem, solution. In the middle, it's like, this ain't where we got to try again. This ain't where. I hate gray area. Like, I don't thrive in it. And don't make me feel like you put me in a gray area, because I'm going to make the decision and I'm going to be like, whichever is the bad one, black. Okay? I'm going to say black.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't gray area me. And I don't want to be confused. And I don't want to be like, okay, he like me. Wait. Does he still like me? Okay, so he said this. Now he said this. Like, because what's going to happen is, like, I'm not going to, I don't want to do that. That's confusing. Like, I don't want to do that. Who wants to do that?
Right.
I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I have very little room for gray areas, and I don't thrive in gray areas, and I don't like uncertainties. I mean, nobody does.
Right.
So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. What do you believe are your assets?
What do I believe are my assets? Being helpful and being compassionate. So I feel like I'm compassionate enough to where I'm very supportive of a person, because granted, yes, we have our degrees and all this other stuff, and I come across men that I date that don't, but I'm like, hey, do you want to go back to school? Is that one of your goals? If so, like, I hear some research. Do you want to do business? Do you want to do engineering? Here's some different schools, and I know you have work. So I do have, I feel compassion, because I feel like you don't have to be like exactly where I'm at, as long as you're, you have a clear goal and path to get there. And I'm willing to be your cheerleader. I will cheer and support you as much as possible. So, being motivational, having compassion, and I think another asset is just being able, what I can bring to the table. Yes, I can bring stability. Yes, I can bring a wealth of knowledge. I can bring a good heart. So I feel like I can bring a lot to the table. That's not even considering finances. That's not even considering the degrees. That's not even considering, the other stuff that people like, oh, this puts me here. No, I feel like having a good heart, to me, the heart is just so important. Somebody that has compassion and is selfless. So for me, I feel like those are my assets. What you think? What are your assets?
I believe that my assets are, I'm kind, I'm compassionate, I'm very compassionate. I'm very understanding, sometimes too understanding. I am fun, We're going to have a good time. Hello. You're going to love it over here. Trust me. And then like you said, besides the fact of like having a degree, but you know what? Honestly, like I like having a degree, but man, there's so many people who don't have degrees who are millionaires. So I'd be like, you know, it just is what it is. But just kind of like I have a certain independence about myself, and I don't need to rely on someone, but it would be nice to. I believe in give and take. And so some women believe that, you know, we're just supposed to take, and I don't. I believe in reciprocity. I believe in making sure that somebody else is okay too. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd be so concerned about ourselves. So just as much as you want to make me happy by doing stuff, by giving, like I want to do the same thing. Like I want to give you that feeling as well. So yeah, and I mean, I'm cool AF. Like I'm never gonna better than that. So, but you know, in regards to you know, sometimes people feel like they should receive and not give. This is something I saw the other day on the internet, and I wanted to ask you about it. So this girl said, so you've dated someone long distance before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say, you know, maybe you didn't have to take a plane ride, but if you did. So this girl was like, in the post it said, if he wants to see you, he should fly you out. And I was thinking, what if you two want to see each other? Like, what if the feeling's mutual? Does he still need to fly you out? Or what if you like, I want to see you, and he ain't said nothing? Is he still supposed to fly you out? Like, what's your take on this?
Okay, so again, me thinking that the man should take the lead. Either you flying me out or you flying yourself in. But I think that's until you're in a stable situation. And then if we're in a stable situation, I'm like, you know, babe, I'm really missing you. I found some flights that are a really good deal. So I'm flying into town this weekend. But I think that initial, like you're trying to get to know me and I'm trying to get to know you, I need to see what lengths you're going to take, you know? So yes, fly me out or fly yourself in. That's just my thought.
Because I ain't said nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to formulate it. I'm just trying to make sense of it, because I just feel like, why are we entitled? If I want to see him, why does he have to fly me out? I'm just asking. I want to know. Because if he says he wants to see me, I guess because, like I said, like I've just always taken care of my own stuff, which is a shame, and I'm independent. So can't nobody ever be like, well, you know what? Well, I ain't going to fly you out. And I'm like, I got my own money. I can fly out. You know what? I'm going past your city. So, you know, I just feel like you just want to see the energy. Because, okay. So the equivalency of, let's say he fill up your gas tank before you leave. So say you drive to go see him, right? You put gas in your car, or did he cash app you some money and tell you to put gas in your car? How you got there?
He putting gas in my car.
So if he didn't put gas in your car, you ain't going?
When I get on the road, he's putting gas in the car. And when I'm heading back, he's putting gas in the car. Like, I'm giving up my time, you know? And I'm not this perfect person that, you got to pay for my time or any of that. But I still just feel like, again, like, we as women, yes, we are independent. Yes, we can do it ourselves. Yes, I don't need you, but for certain, you know, pieces of your body or pieces of your time, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm still feminine, right? I still want to feel wanted. I still want to feel chased. And I want to feel that. So I feel like if it is long distance and you want to see me, I feel like you should make it happen. And you should be like, hey, I really want to see you.
I agree.
You know, I should come into town this weekend. I'm like, oh, great idea. You know, and the ticket is booked and I'm there. But guess what? While I'm there, I'll pay for dinner.
Right.
I'll put gas in your car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll do X, Y, and Z. So I will reciprocate in a different way, but you got to show me. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you fly me out, I'm going to make sure I do my part when I get there. I'm not going to have you flying me out. You done bought the hotel. You done bought dinner. You done bought me a bag. You done, did all this other different kind of stuff for me. You get me there, and then I'm going to reciprocate.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's an even exchange.
So, but again, I'm asking, if you want to see him, if you like, I really want to see you, you won't just book no flight? Or you wait for him to say, you do? Well, let me go ahead and buy you a ticket. And if he doesn't do that, is that a no?
Yeah, if he doesn't initiate or, again, just like I don't like gray area, I'm not going to give anybody else a gray area, right? So if I'm feeling like I really want to see him, it's going to be it's been a minute since we've seen each other. Like, you have any plans this weekend? What you think about trying to see one another? And if he's like, what are your plans? What are your thoughts? I'm like, I like for you to fly me in. Or I like for you to come here. What are your thoughts? What you got going on? And then we go from there.
I guess my thing is, like, I don't want to be shot down. Like, I don't want him to be like, well, so, I mean, but I do agree.
I don't like rejection.
Right, nobody does, but I agree. Like, it would be refreshing, for somebody to be like, I want to see you. Like, let me book you a ticket. When I'm moving in. Okay, you want to buy me what?
Yeah, meet me at the courthouse.
I was just up there the other day, you know what I'm saying, over there in the marriage side anyway. So I already know what we got to do and what we got to say. So,
right.
But I guess I just feel like, I get what you're saying, but I guess it's kind of like when it's an even exchange. I guess I feel like in the beginning, I think it's swap for me and you. So in the beginning, if we both wanted to see each other, I wouldn't be opposed to buy my own ticket, I guess, because I know that I can. And if I get there, and of course he gonna pay for dinners and meals and all this kind of stuff, I don't mind doing that and whatever. And if I'm like, hey, I want to see you, when are you free? I'm coming. It's not in my mind for him to be like, how much was your ticket? Because I don't know what that feels like. I hope to know what that feels like if I get with somebody who's long distance, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what that feels like. So, but then, maybe once we progress in our relationship and we become more stable, maybe then, like, I'll be like, so you buy my ticket to come see you?
And that's the thing. If I'm big on...
You start how you want to finish?
Right?
Oh, maintenance.
Maintenance, yeah. So if you start...
about,
I'm going to fly myself in. Dude might be like, oh, she got it. She can do it. So that's why, even though I know I'm independent, I know I can do it myself, all this other stuff, I'll be a damsel in distress in a minute. Like, come save me. Come help me. But just because I can, it doesn't mean that I want to put it out there like, oh, yeah, I got this. I can do it.
I don't like to be limited in my moves. Like, I don't like, if I want to see you and you not putting out bait that you want to pay for my ticket. Like, for me, it's just not like, oh, well, he ain't going to buy my ticket, so I ain't going. Like, we just have to.
If he says something like, I really, like, man, I'd love to see you this weekend, and they're like upfront, like, I just ain't got it, you know what I'm saying, to buy your ticket, then okay, yeah, I get my ticket and I'll come in or whatever, but I don't want to look or seem forceful either. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, I want to see you, I'm about to book this ticket, about to book this flight, and I'll be there in a couple of hours, boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to look like, this dude, like, I'm big huncho. I'm about to come because I got it. Nah.
I
Again,
think
that pursuit is big to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just some different type of energy that I'm just gonna have to, who knows?
Everybody is different, and that's you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember earlier how we were saying, like, I was like, Adrian, I could see you be a little bit more direct. Mm-hmm. That's you, and that's your energy. So for everybody is different, So for me, I'm a behind the scene type person. I'm more like, hey, like I'm over here type deal. But I see you more as, yo, I'm Dr. H. How you doing?
Don't don't do me like
What's
that.
Up? I'm coming into town. Hey, how you doing? Like I can see that being you, like completely, because, and that's not a bad thing, but that's just you. Mm-hmm. That's just not me.
Mm-hmm. I get it. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, I get it. Listen. I get it. I was finna say something. I lost my train of thought again. Yeah, I'm more so like, if I want to come, or if you want, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I get it. You don't want to be limited. So, but for me, I think, again, just somebody taking that lead is major.
But at the same time, too, I will say this, like in the very beginning, like we have to be established I have to know that you're intentional, and I have to know your plans for me, and that we are, either in a relationship or we're very close, for me to be like, I want to see you. So I'm finna get on the plane, because I'm not finna, in early on, and I'm like, I want to see you. I'm just finna fly out there. You know what I'm saying? And we're dating, and, I was there for the weekend, and then next weekend he's entertaining whoever else. You know what I'm saying? Right, it would have to be, if I was in a situation like that, because I've done long distance relationships, a few times, even before I moved out here. So it's all about give and taking again. Like, I like it when people are, there's a set plan in place. And I know sometimes we don't always know our schedules, We don't always know our schedules and stuff like that. But for a person to be like, it's funny. I saw this post the other day. I don't know who posted it. I don't know if it was you or somebody, but this girl was like what she liked versus what was some BS. And so it was just like words above her head. So this one was like, if a guy says, if you say you don't feel well, and he says, what can I do to make you feel better? Like, that's a good. Versus on this side, he said, well, I hope it gets better soon. And then this side was like, what's good? Like, I'm going to take you on a date, right? Then the BS side was, so when can I see you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, be intentional, make plans. And I can't remember what the other one was, but I was like, okay, girl. But, I just think, of course, like you said, it's just all about what works for us, And, I'm just so used to, but you know what? I will love the day when somebody just, you ain't got to do nothing, baby. I'm like,
and I've had it happen before, like, hey, what you doing for Christmas? I'm like, I don't have any plans. Okay, I just booked you a ticket. You coming to Seattle at the time.
Oh, see, okay, paint the picture for me. See, that's why you like that, because it has happened. See, you can't go from sugar to shit like that. It don't work like that. Okay, paint the picture.
Yes. And this happened. Like, what are you doing for Christmas? Let's spend Christmas together. I booked your ticket. You're flying out on this day. We say, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let's do it. So.
And then what happened with that? This straight chaos, no chaser. What happened? Why didn't that not work out?
Just because he and I were one of those people, like, we met in college. We would date, did not date. he's very successful in his career. I'm very successful in my career, but we can never be on the same page. So you know how somebody can be a good person?
Oh yes,
they're
but
just
they're not good for you. You took that from
and
me.
that's just what it is. It's just what it is. He's a great guy. He, together we would be a powerhouse, but we're just not made for each other. And I think we kind of understand and know that now. Like, hey, how are you? I'm good. Just checking on you, making sure everything is good. But I mean, we have literally tried over and over the years, and it's just like at this point, let's just keep it real. You're a great person. I'm a great person. We're just not great for each other. And we just leave it at that.
See?
But definitely got flued out.
See, you should have bought that. You should have bought that airline ticket. No. You know what? I'm going ahead and buy my ticket because, no, I'm kidding. But no, that's I said that, just because a person can be cool and all this stuff, but it doesn't mean that they're good for you, and it just,
right.
There are a lot of things to consider. Like, one thing I say about people is when you're dating somebody or when you're in a relationship or whatever this person does that you do not like, you have to be prepared for them to never change this thing and still be okay with it. And if you can still get with that, like, marry them, do whatever it is.
Right.
But that's just something that I learned, like, really, really early in life. Like, the person's BS that you don't like that they do, if they don't ever change it, you're going to be dealing with it, like, for life. So you have to make sure that you're okay spending the rest of your life dealing with that part of that person that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? It has to not be that bad.
Right.
Because they could not change it. It would be great if they grew and changed it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all grow, we all mature. We should all grow and be better people today than we were yesterday and the day before. That's what I strive to be. But even still, just your goals and what you're doing for yourself, like, we just should all be better. But anyway, so yeah, but no, I feel you on that, girl. So the last question I want to ask you before we get off this podcast is actually a little more humorous. What is something that you're not so, like, nervous about communicating to a guy or, like, saying to a guy about, something that's going on with you or how you feeling? Like, say, like for instance, like, if my stomach hurt, baby, my stomach hurt. This is not happening tonight. It's not happening. And it's so funny what's so funny is I had an adult moment. This was a little while ago, but I was with someone, I was with a guy, and I had not eaten red meat for like a month. And we ate red meat. And I told him, I was like, I just went ahead and told him because it just is what it is. I was like, look, we grown. Look, when a person starts saying we grown, you already know. I was like, look, we grown, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I was like, I said, I ain't had red meat in a minute. And that red meat I had today, it's going to act up. I'm just going to let you know. He was like, all right, girl.
No,
never.
Never. It is TMI. No.
How's that TMI? What you gonna do when your stomach start acting up? So listen, my stomach started acting up. Right? And we were in a hotel room, and like I tried. I was like, I don't want to do this. So I told him, I was just up front. I was like, look, I'm too grown to be trying to like lie about having an upset stomach. So I told him, I said,
so it was somebody you were dating, like
yes. We were very comfortable with one another.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm thinking this is like day one.
No. But beforehand, like I used to not be this way. Like it's something that like it was there and then circle around. You know how things circle back around. So this time around, I was like, this is just what it is. So I was like, look, I said, I'm gonna go downstairs, use the bathroom. He was like, all right, girl, Girl, I came back. He was like, "You feel better?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "Good." I was like, "See, how hard was that?" But I'm just saying.
So you went downstairs. You ain't used the hotel bathroom.
Nah.
Oh.
Have you ever taken something out of your diet and then put it back in, girl? That's not the way to go. So, no. I try to be courteous. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go downstairs. He's like, all right, girl, because he was watching TV. So
now, see, I had a bad experience. Oh my God, this was years and years ago. This was right after I moved out from you and Tasha, and I had my own apartment for a little while. And me and this guy, we were dating, and he was like, "I'm gonna take you to Six Flags." And I'm like, "Ooh, I'm excited!" Like I had never been to Six Flags before. And he's like, "We're gonna get a hotel. We're gonna stay up there." And I'm like, "Okay." And for some reason, my stomach was killing me. And so I'm like, what am I going to do? And mind you, me and this guy were dating. I had just never done that in front of him before. And so just so happily, he dropped me off in front of the hotel, checked in, and he was like, "Okay, I'm about to go park the car." So this is Atlanta. I'm like, okay, it's going to take him a minute. I can shoot in the bathroom, do what I need to do. And, the sin will be gone. Like, I'll be good. And he might have caught me in the act that I was just like
mortified.
Mortified. And he didn't make it no better because he was like, he was like, what is... He's like, what is that? What are you doing? And I was just like I'm busted. Like, let me just take a quick shower. It's not, and I mean, he just made it worse. Like, open up the door. Open up the patio door. Why did you do that? And so I just had a horrible experience. And it was just one of those, I don't know what happened, what I ate, but it was bad, and I should have went downstairs. I didn't think of that. I should have went downstairs.
No, see, yeah, because it's funny. See, and it's probably because that same guy, we had an issue, or I had an issue, like a couple years before. Same thing, not eating red meat. And we were both in Atlanta. And he was like, I was like, well, I'm finna go to the room. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go hang out with some of my friends. With one of my friends. And I was like, okay. But I had on that bridesmaid dress, girl. And oh my God. And I had got zipped up into that thing. And on the way to the room, my stomach just dropped. And I was like, oh my God. Like, when I get this dress off, it's on. So I go to the room, and I get the dress off, and I just handle my business. When I first got there, I think the sink was stopped up. Oh no, when I finished, the sink was stopped up, so I called downstairs and I was like, "Hey, the sink is stopped up. Can you guys come up here and fix it?" And they were like, "Yeah." Well, it happened 30 seconds, and there was a knock at the door, and I'm like, and it smelled awful in there. There's a knock at the door, and I was like, damn, they fast. I looked at that peephole. That was my boo. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, shit. So I opened the door. Time I opened the door, he was like, oh my God. He was like, what does that smell? I was like, no, I was like, I don't know. When I came in here, it was like that. Like, it was I was like, I called on and tell them they need. He said they need to move us now because this is. Oh, he's like, Jesus. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. He's like, I'm gonna be downstairs. We at the bar. He's like, come down to the bar. I was like, okay, girl. When I tell you, that man was like, oh. And I didn't tell him. I told him 3 years later. 3 years later, he started laughing.
But I was lucky. I was caught in the act. It was just I felt like my life was over.
But you know, a good thing they made that poopery now. Choo-choo. Couple of squirts in the bowl. They sure did. But you know, after that experience, I started carrying Renewsit like in my little purse because I don't want to be caught slipping. But but no. So what I was saying is like, you know, what's one of those things that can make you nervous? You know, like even like some people don't like to eat in front of men. Like I'm finna eat.
Me too. I ain't no salad girl.
Oh no!
Don't think you got to take me on a date and I'm ordering a salad.
And you know what's so funny? I don't know why I had this random thought. Right? So random. I guess because I was going to dinner last night and it was fine dining. But I was thinking like. I just laughed at the fact of asking somebody if I could order something. You know how like you're like, is it okay if I order the steak? Yeah. So I'll take the let me get the lamb chops medium, and for my sides I'll take the Brussels sprouts and the creamy spinach. And do you want that? You want any king crab on top of it? Yeah, give me a little bit.
With the alcoholic beverage.
Right, give me some of that sauce. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know what just made me think about that. I guess because like being younger and going out on maybe like your first dates or something like that, and you being like, is it okay? Like, I'm gonna get the shrimp pasta. I'm like, yeah, that's good. You can get that. Now,
yeah.
I'm be like, so these appetizers. I'm thinking about the crab cakes. How you feel about crab cakes? I don't really like crab cakes. Okay. I'll try to, see if we like the same things or whatever. But when it come down to this meal, baby.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Look, let me get that.
That it's like, if you ain't got it, okay, I'm about to swipe this debit card, this credit card, whatever I got in my wallet, I'm going to eat. Yes.
Because don't be over there to my, you getting the lamb chops? They $50. Yes, they are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just refreshing when you go out with a person and it's all good. You're having a good time, and that comes with financial compatibility. Again,
right?
I'm not gonna restrict somebody. If I take somebody out to dinner, like get what you want to eat. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like. The same way you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. So, don't be around here to my, you need to get a chicken finger basket. Waiter, charge him out for this water.
Right.
Charge me out for this water. But yeah, no, so just wondering, if it's something that, but yeah, sometimes people they're nervous or they have reservation about doing certain things in front of, men, or like I had a friend who was like, I never poop in front of my man. Like he's never seen me go to the bathroom, and it's like,
once I'm comfortable, yeah, the door is wide open.
Yeah, I ain't gonna have the door wide open probably because I'm just, yeah.
Nah, the door is open. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm peeing, yeah.
I'm good. If my monthly is on, like, hey, not feeling well, I'm open. I consider myself an open book. Very transparent. So depending on the relationship, of course, like if we're in a relationship, then you're going to know exactly what's going on. Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm cramping, or my stomach hurt. Feel like I'm gassy. I'll be ladylike and, excuse myself if I can. But yeah, it's pretty much, I'm an open book. So I wouldn't be scared of anything. But of course, initially, then yes, it's like, I don't want to tell you I have to do number 2. I want to have to tell you like
facts.
months beyond that I'm cramping.
Right.
So yeah. Once we in that thing, we in that thing.
Right. They be like, it's Mr. Nasty time. No, not tonight, baby. This stomach is not right.
Yeah.
No, sir. Well, this has been a really good conversation with you. We always have good conversation. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. So, before we go, I always ask, what's one tip you want to give to the people? So what's your tip?
One tip I want to give to the people, I guess since we're talking about relationships, love languages are so important. So One, know your love language, and if you are seriously talking to someone, you're seriously trying to see if you all can go to the next step. Ask them what is their love language, and if they don't know, it's a 5-10 minute quiz, and that love language, it really makes a difference. And sometimes if it's not your love language, it's kind of hard to do. So the example is someone has the love language of words of affirmation. Sometimes it's hard for me to be like, oh, you look handsome today, or great job. And it's just a little bit harder for me, but I have to acknowledge and know, like, okay, that's his love language. I have to be intentional about it. So love language is very important. Know your love language. Know your person that you're interested in love language. So that's my tip.
Oh, speaking of that, okay, so what's your love language, if you don't mind sharing?
My love language. So I feel like my test, and I've taken it a million times, physical touch is my number one.
Okay.
And then like 1 point off is quality time. And what's the one? Service?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. So those two are tied second. And then comes the words of affirmation. And then like less than 10% is the
receiving gifts.
So physical touch is my love language. You touching me, even like this rubbing my scalp or, holding my hand. I love it. It's weird because I hate PDA, so I don't like to do that stuff in public. But at home, just be up under one another. I love it. So physical touch, my love language.
I think I still, I have that book on my bookshelf. I read it years ago, and I actually, I think I may read it on my vacation. I'm gonna take it with me on packet. My love language, I took the test once, and based on what the test said, I'm pretty sure it is it coincides with what I feel, which is number one, words of affirmation. I'm a words of affirmation person. Like, that's me. Like, I love it. And then number two would be receiving gifts.
Really?
It is. And the crazy, like, I get so excited when I receive gifts, and it can be the simplest things. Like, it doesn't have to be like a lot of money. It's just a thought that you thought of me and you wanted to buy something for me. Like, yes. Like, girl, when these cheeks get like real big, I be so, like, again, it can be the smallest things. Like, roses are my favorite flower, and girl, yeah. So, I would say next will probably be quality time. And then what do you have? Acts of service, and what's left? Physical touch. Oh, I like physical touch. I do. PDA. I like PDA. I would enjoy it, Yeah. So those are probably like lower on my list. I mean, but I love affection and being passionate with one another like I do. So, but yeah, words of affirmation is first, and then receiving gifts, and then next will probably be quality time, physical touch, and then acts of service. That don't mean don't do nothing for me, because I like to tell them, I'm like, oh, thank you. But yeah. So,
and that's how I am. Like, gifts was dead last. I'm like, but I like, a little gift, but it just doesn't mean that much to me. But physical touch, I need that touch. I need it.
Yeah.
I need.
So you need to need to have your leg on somebody when you sleep, huh?
Yes. And if I don't, because right now I'm single in a king size bed, I have a pillow. I have a pillow that I just have to touch, or Astrid. I pull the white people move and have my dog in the bed with me.
That's a black people move. I'm about to get. But no, yeah, yeah. I'm single too, so that physical touch thing, like, I ain't been physical in a long time, so I don't really,
Yeah. Same here.
Single again, back on the prowl. I thought it was perfect. I don't know how.
Yes. So I want to hear this tip. What is your tip?
Like, you know what? Let me tell you what my tip is.
Okay.
It's something that I actually just read yesterday, someone got me a book, and it's called What a Time to Be Alone. Okay. And during this time, I've been single for, I've said it before, I've been single for about a year and a half now. And just really, again, as cliche as it may sound, just working on myself and just trying to be my best self. And I've birthed so many new things and great things and just seeing how creative I can be. And it's been really good. And I'm like, you mean to tell me? I told somebody the other day, I said, I had to be single and lonely to be productive. Oh. But no, but it's just like, you know, being able to just focus on yourself and just kind of tap into different areas of who you are as a person and just what your potential is. So it's been cool. But anyway, so somebody got me this book and I just kind of flipped through the first page of it, and something that stuck out to me, it said, remember, everybody is trying to protect themselves from something. So my tip is, in dating, you know, when things seem like they are gray, or a person is reserved, or a person is not giving you what you want, like, understand that you're not only trying to protect yourself, but they're trying to protect themselves too. And so, you know, the best thing to do is have communication, not get upset, not get mad, you know, frustrated and angry, because they're not reciprocating what you want. Now, there are instances where, like, yo, if a person is consistently just kind of showing you a certain behavior, then that's understandable. But, you know, if it's new and it's fresh and you may not be getting everything that you want from a person, you have not communicated your intentions and what you want from one another, then, you know, hey, like, just kind of see what it is. But that's just something that stuck out to me. So in dating, just communicate, don't assume. And something that I'm going to ask you earlier, do you give people a time frame?
Yes and no. Yes and no. One, I have an internal time frame. So, like, I'm talking to, you know, this guy now, not sure where it's going to go. And it's like, I told myself mentally, like, of course, I'm not going to nag and I'm not going to make nobody feel pressure, right? But internally, it's like, okay, so, like, Christmas is coming up, right? So I've been talking to him for a couple of months, and it's like, is he going to say, hey, you want anything for Christmas? You want to do it? Like, what are your plans for Christmas? You know, like, making it move in a different direction type deal. So for me, like, it's 3 months at that time. So 3 months and it's still not moving anywhere. So it's kind of like, I'm not putting a timeline on you, but I do put a timeline on your actions, and I'm not going to necessarily communicate that because I feel like at this age, like, we're grown, and I'm not going to give you too much time to ponder and think and wonder, like, am I the one for you or not? Nope. So, yeah. So I have a timeline that I don't necessarily communicate. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but I don't want to put that pressure on nobody.
Right, exactly. You know? I don't think it's something that should be communicated. But I do think that it's not wrong to, like, have in your head, like, you know, we've been doing this for 3 months. We still just kind of real gray. Like, we just kind of like, I don't really know what this is. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to invest my time in that anymore. And that's okay. Right. Because you have to be not only intentional, because you can have intentions, but, like, what are you doing? That's something that I've learned. Like, what are you actually doing? Like, you can have all the intentions. My intention was to, what did you do? Right. So yes, so
if the conversation doesn't change, and it's like, oh, how are you? How was work today? You know, how is this? You know, what is Astrid up to? And it's like, the conversation isn't progressing. It's no, like, hey, I'm really feeling you. I'm really liking you. You know, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? Like, what's your dream home? Like, stuff like that is important to me. Those are questions that I'm looking for. So if it's been a couple of months, I'm not going to put that pressure on you, but at the same time, I am looking for you to lead. So you're not leading.
You know, something else that I don't like to do, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. You say you're not leading. That's important, the whole leading thing. I don't like to keep like asking a certain question over and over again. Like, I don't like to, I don't like to keep having a conversation of just anything because I want you to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, if you want to go to dinner, you're like, man, I really want us to go to dinner sometime. Well, I'm like, okay, yeah, we should do that. Then we don't go to dinner, then it's like, man, we got to get to dinner sometime. Well, I'm free this because especially if I done gave you like my availability and you still ain't got on it, like, yeah. So like that's it, and I don't want to be like, hey, so when are we going to dinner? Like that just makes me feel like I'm reaching because I feel like, what I'm saying, people do what they really want to do. And if they can't do it, they'll communicate that with you. Right. Agreed?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Agreed. I have to be a priority. I have to feel wanted. I have to feel chased. Yes. And I have to feel the progression. Yeah. Like we shouldn't be still having the same conversation 3 and 4 months down the line because it's not moving anywhere. And granted, everything doesn't happen and move overnight. I'm not saying that, but you want to see some type of progression.
And then let me ask you this, because you say be chased. Like, when you say be chased, are you chasing as well? Like, and what I mean is, are you putting in that same type of energy? Because if you want somebody, if you want to be sought after, right, and you want somebody to show up for you, like, what type of energy are you returning?
So this is my thing. I'm the type that if you chasing, I'm trying to be caught. Because you're calling me, I'm picking up. You're saying that, hey, you want to go out to dinner? I'm like, what time? I'm getting dressed. I'm ready to go. So I'm definitely responding. It's not like I'm saying, oh, I want you to chase me. And, oh, you know what? He texted me today. I'm going to wait and text him tomorrow. No, I'm being responsive. I'm not playing games. But yes, I would like for you to initiate the conversation, initiate the text, initiate the phone call. And guess what? I'm picking up. I'm responding. I'm getting dressed. I'm going to meet you there. So to me, just feeling chased, feeling wanted. And then if it does develop into something more, then of course I'm texting you in the middle of the day. Hey, I thought about you. I hope you're having a great day. Heart, So I will reciprocate as we get further down the line and things become more serious. But I feel like initially, like I need to feel like and know that you like me and you're being consistent. So that's what I mean by chase.
I like it. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our conversation today. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this podcast. Alonna, my cow, that's what I call her. That's my name. Our names for each other. Again, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
I hope to see you soon. You are more than welcome. Always, girl. Until next time, much peace, love, and chaos. Peace out. I have to get my fingers together.